What do you want? Micky McCorry. So, a new Tamajianu Crease Naomh Bhríd. So, we're going to do this in Bridges crosses. I've just warmed up. I just thawed out after being down the bog meadows for an hour cutting these here. There's any amount of these growing all around the place. The rushes, loose in Gaelic. Look, look. So any amount of them. Bridges crosses history. It's actually pre-Christian. It would have been used to protect houses, settlements against fire. But the story goes, St. Bhríde, one of the main saints of Ireland, was brought to the house of a chieftain. Different variations on it, some of you might have heard. And so the chieftain was Dan, and the household called her to the house to try and convert the chieftain. And on his deathbed, she was talking to him. He was delirious. He wasn't making much sense, and so she more or less given up. And she was sitting beside his bed making a cross. And as she made the cross, he started to come out of his delirium. He started looking and started asking questions about the cross and what is it. And there, after telling the story of the cross and Jesus Christ, he was converted. But I mean, that's how Christianity explains it, but it's actually pre-Christian. So it is. It's actually a sun cross. You go to any of the old settlements, you'll see these things, the crosses, the Celtic cross basically. And would it be the circle would be the sun, represent the sun. This would represent the winter solstice, summer solstice, spring equinox, autumn equinox. And you can see it. I've done that quick. While I was doing that, it's easy enough. You just have to practice. I'm going to start from scratch again, so what you get to be able to cover it up. So what you want is a bunch of rushes, about somewhere around about a dozen to 15 would do a cross. And what you do is get a good thick one to start with. So something like that. You'll keep that. That's the only one that will stay straight. And I use a clock sometimes to sort of guide people. So that would be your 9 o'clock. So this is your 12 o'clock, right? 6 o'clock, sorry. So straight down. That one doesn't bend. Get another one. Bend it in half. And wrap it round the main one. Point it towards 9 o'clock. You're holding it in the center firm, but you're not squashing it so that it goes flat. Hold it firm, but don't squash it. You have to be careful with that. So that's it. Now the next part, all you're going to do is repeat that. So the first one straight, then one pointing over. Okay. Now the next one goes over the second one like that. So and down towards the bottom. And this is where it gets fiddly. So what you should have at this stage is 1 up the way, 2 to the side, and 3 going down. So now the fiddly bit. You hold it, always hold it with the last one you put on, that'll hold it together. So I can let go, and turn it anti-clockwise. Then hold it again in the middle without crushing it. Okay. Get another one, fold it in half, push it down to the bottom. Fold it down to the bottom. Hold the last one again. It'll hold it in place. Turn it anti-clockwise. It's probably clockwise for you in the camera. And just repeat over the arm, as you can see, pointing towards 9 o'clock. Point it down towards 6 o'clock. Hold the last one you put in anti-clockwise. It's clockwise to you. Again, just repeating and repeating. And you can sort of manipulate it and keep it sort of tight. You know, don't be squeezing it so much that you're bending anything. You don't want it flapping all over the place. And just keep going. And you can make these as big or small as you like. I've used smaller, thinner rushes and made ones this size. Made bigger ones that bring them out this fat. It depends how much time you want to spend on it. It's good for kids as well with their hands holding things and dexterity. Just hold it. Always remember, hold the last one anti-clockwise. again, down. So you're always, just always remember, you're always going over to the one pointing to the side, which will be your right. Turn it anti-clockwise. It'll be your right when you're doing it. Anti-clockwise. And then once you get the hang of it, I'm sure you'll be flying through it. I'll do this quick so you see it starting to form. Now, I'm just not grading these. I normally keep them all at very similar sizes, but I'm just doing this quick because I don't want to bore you too much on the video. And it's hard to watch videos for any amount of time. So you can see it starting to form. So the last one, I've got a string. Oh, I forgot my string. I would tie that, you know, tie these off, okay, and then I would get my secateurs or scissors just as good. Normally I just cut it at an angle. These aren't the sharpest in the world, and just to give that wee sort of, I don't want to let go of that because there's no string to tie it. Okay, so you can see that. Okay.